Hi everyone. So as a rugby player, obviously I suffered with a lot of injuries. So last week looked at lots of knee-hab, had a few questions about that, so that's great. If you've got any other questions about knees, anything like that, let me know. Today we're going to look at some shoulder strengthening. As a rugby player, obviously we make a lot of contact with our shoulders. I've had both of mine surgically repaired because they're in a pretty bad way. So I've had to do a lot of strengthening around all the little muscles around the shoulders to make sure that my movement's good. Otherwise it can cause a lot of issues with posture, people rounding, causing a lot of issues as you get older, reaching above your head, things like that. So some very simple exercises today, all about the stability in the shoulders, in the shoulder joint and the muscles around the shoulder. So first one, if you've got a TheraBand, nice and straightforward, underhand grip, really good posture. So squeezing scaps together, you're just going to move the band away. So nice and neutral, so you can feel the tiny muscles around the shoulder. You shouldn't be wrenching yourself and using big back muscles or using your pecs or anything like that to try and move it. So it's nice and controlled. Another exercise, holding it at the bottom, holding it straight, coming back to neutral every time. So you shouldn't be lifting your shoulders to do it. It's just the little shoulder movements doing it. Obviously, then swapping arms. Again, doing it above your head. Doing it above your head can be really good for some mobility as well. So if anyone does overhead squats or anything like that, it can really help. So again, setting your shoulders on, just lots of tiny movements. It's not about big movements, it's just about little ones to wake up those little stabilizers around the shoulder. Once you've done that, it's really good to do that every day. If you do have any shoulder problems, or even if you don't, it does just start to deload your shoulder joint and you can get a bit more definition in other areas. Now the fun stuff, because this works shoulders with core. If you've got something unstable, that's perfect. So firstly, balancing on something that's unstable. If you can, you want to slowly move it yourself so everything starts to switch on. If you can, if you've got a partner with you, get someone to come on, start either pushing you around so you have to quickly adjust, or stamping on that BOSU. You can also bounce on something unstable, see how your core takes it, see how your shoulders take it. Another option is the wobbly side. It's walking your hands off, walking them back on, taking them off at different angles. So if you picture a clock, someone says go to 1 o'clock, come back, go to 9 o'clock, come back. Not only does it fire up the core, also fires up your shoulders. Making it a little bit harder now. Going single arm, reaching round. This really starts to switch on. This should start to feel a burn now. Another one is a wide plank hand tap. So when you go with your hands really wide and you tap your hands, keeping your body very neutral. See how wide you can go with your hands while switching it on. So all of this is really good not only for your core, but for the little muscles in your shoulder. And remember, your shoulders build up of loads of little muscles around the back. If you get any tears like rotator cuff, a lot of people suffer with rotator cuff injuries, anything like that, this really helps. Any AC joint injuries, again, this really helps. Okay guys, have a lovely Easter weekend. Speak to you soon.